Welcome to the Lima Locos Postgame show, brought to you by Hot Take Sports. Today was opening day for the Locos 2021 season. The Locos won their season opener by a score of 5-3 over the Grand Lake Mariners.
The line score overall, the Locos had the winning line of 5 runs, 10 hits, with 3 errors and 12 runners left on base. Grand Lake had 3 runs, 5 hits, 1 error, and 9 left on base.
Our 2 stars of the game tonight were pitcher Dylan Freeman and right fielder Jake Hutchins. Hutchins started his 2021 campaign off going 2 for 4 with 2 singles, had an RBI, and 1 run scored. Dylan Freeman threw 5 innings of scoreless relief. He threw a total of 67 pitches, 42 of them being strikes, gave up 2 hits, had 3 strikeouts, and 1 walk.
The losing pitcher was Gabriel Torres. He pitched 1 inning, gave up 2 runs on 3 hits, had 1 walk and 3 strikeouts. The Locos, 5 runs that they posted tonight, scored on a wild pitch as Daryl Buggs scampered home in the first, followed by this knock from shortstop Drew Vogel. Vogel looking to bring in another run for the Locos here early. Put up a crooked number here in the first. A grounder to short, and they're gonna take the run, and Vogel beats it out at first. Infield single on the slow roller to the shortstop Felix. Killingsworth scores. Jackson Jr. to second. After the Vogel knock in the first, that would put the Locos up 2-0. The Locos would go scoreless until the 5th inning as the Grand Lake Mariners scored 3 runs across the top of second, third, and fourth. But then in the bottom of the 5th, Drew Vogel would come in clutch again. And steps the 1-1. Ball put in play over the head of first baseman Kaden Kaiser, and Drew Vogel has tied the game. And it's now 3-3 as a looping liner down the right field line by Vogel ties it here in the 5th with 2 away. The game would remain tied at 3 until Trent Belli reached on a double that Mariners left fielder Preston Jones lost in the night. Trevor Ryder would come on to pinch run. He'd move up to third on a wild pitch, and then the hometown kid Jake Hutchins came through. 1-2, nobody out. Grand Lake brings in the infield. Hot smash up the middle! And Jake Hutchins comes up clutch. The hometown kid puts them ahead. Hutchins' second knock of the evening to put the Locos ahead, hopefully for good. After a Hutchins go-ahead single, that would eventually be the game-winning run for the Locos, Derek Jackson Jr. came through for some extra insurance. And there's a knock and it's through! The throw to the plate will keep Tucker at third, but Hutchins scores on the knock by Jackson Jr.
Good night.
I think overall the team had a really good night.
I agree.
For the first night opener, I feel like they played good. They have things to clean up, like the 3 errors.
I mean,
but
they really knocked they just had to knock the rest off, I guess.
Yep.
Right. That's the kind of stuff that can be expected on opening night. You know,
well,
it
yeah.
happens, for
and
sure.
plus, they haven't played in 2 years.
Right. This is the first Locos baseball game since they won their 6th championship in 2019.
It's true.
Back-to-back wins.
Joining us tonight after the game was Matt Furuto, the head coach, and the co-Hot Take Sports players of the game, like Clayton already mentioned, Dylan Freeman and Jake Hutchins. Here is our interview with Coach Matt Furuto.
I'm joined here at Simmons Field by head coach Matt Furuto. Coach, congratulations on the opening day victory. What are your initial thoughts on your team after today's game?
I think we got a good team. I'm excited. We had some ups and downs today, but early on in every season, you got to kind of knock the rust off. So I'm excited to see what we do in the future. I think we got some really good pieces and some good pitchers. I think we'll be pretty good this year.
What are some things you thought your team did particularly well today?
So I think what we did is we started off really well. We hit well, and then we got some guys on. We scored early, and then we really just came in clutch. And a couple times towards the end, we had some opportunities, and some guys came up with some big opportunities and executed them.
What are some things you think you struggled with today that you'll look to improve for next game?
So I think we have some pitchers who have some really good stuff that just really need to trust it and just kind of getting a little more strike throwers. But I think they'll be fine. I think we got to clean up the defense a little bit. We gave them a couple extra runs, and if we take those away, we win that game pretty easily.
Of all of your players today, who stuck out to you the most?
I think of one guy, Dylan Freeman. We were really excited about him. He did a great job coming in towards the end there and really shutting it down from when he came in and put us in a good spot. And we were able to come up clutch and score some runs and get him a win.
Looking forward into the future a little bit, what are some of your expectations for this season?
Yeah, so we have a lot of young guys, so there's going to be some ups and downs. But it's really just for these guys to develop and get better each day and give them the opportunities to see how good they actually can be. And so really it's just a day-to-day process of how good can we be and working towards that, and we'll see what happens there.
Any comments on how important the opening day victory was today?
It's always good to get the first one out of the way, but it's just one win, so we just got to continue grinding and keep getting better.
Any other comments?
I'm good.
Awesome. Head coach Matt Furuto, everyone.
Here is our interview with right-handed winning pitcher Dylan Freeman.
Here with Locos pitcher Dylan Freeman. Dylan, you went 5 innings, throwing 67 pitches, giving up 2 hits, 3 strikeouts, and 1 walk. What do you have to say about your performance today on opening day?
All I really did was just pound the zone and get ahead, and if you did that, you were going to get them out. They were all right, but if you just got ahead, like I usually did, you'd get them out.
Is there anything in particular you thought you did very well today?
My command was really good. I was just locating my fastball, and then my off speed was just a plus to it. It was just working. Everything was working.
What do you have to say on the team's performance today?
Great. We did make a few defensive errors, but besides that, they picked it up hitting as they did in the last inning. DJ, he had that base hit to score a run. We just played all around good.
Do you have any other comments on your team's performance today?
We got a pretty good team going. I think we're going to do pretty good this season and be looking forward to go to a championship.
Awesome. Thank you for your time, Dylan. This is Dylan Freeman with the Hot Take Sports Podcast. Thank you.
And finally, here's our interview with local hero who hit the go-ahead RBI single, Jake Hutchins.
I'm here with Locos right fielder Jake Hutchins. Jake, you went 2 for 4 with 2 singles, an RBI, and a run scored. What do you think about your performance today?
Yeah, it was kind of all I could ask for. I came in with lower expectations, just kind of wanted to get back on the field and work everything out, see how it felt, and couldn't be happier with how it turned out.
What is one thing in particular you think you really did well today?
I think basically choking up and shortening up with 2 strikes, it kind of that approach kind of helped me out there in the long run. The hit to get that winning run through was with 2 strikes, just kind of shortened up and hit a ground ball, and it found its way through, and just kind of keeping it simple.
What are your takeaways from your guys' performance as a team today?
As a team, I thought it was good to get back out there. First time most of these guys get to play on this field, kind of get the feel. We were a little rusty, had 3 errors, kicked it around a little bit early, but we settled in, I thought, and did what it took as a team to get the job done in the long run.
Is there any other comments you would like to make about today's game?
No, not really. Just keep it coming, keep coming out and supporting, and hopefully we can bring back another championship to Lima.
All right, thank you, Jake.
What was it like watching Darryl fall to his face and make that catch from the side?
Yeah, it was pretty funny. It looked like he tried to go down for the slide and just kind of stuck and fell right on his face. So we were laughing about it. It was definitely funny. Those type of things are what you look forward to, joking with each other when you come back into the dugout.
It was great. I think we all enjoyed watching. I think I speak for all of us. We all enjoyed it.
Yeah.
I actually have one more question for you too. As being from Lima, what significance does that have to you when playing for the Locos and wearing that uniform?
Growing up, watching, being around all the guys, it's real special. Having my family here, game in and game out, and even extended family and friends to kind of see it all, how it plays out. It's real exciting. It's even more special than some of the guys who come and are playing away from their family and all that. So yeah, it's definitely a good feeling.
All right, awesome. Well, thank you for your time, Jake. We appreciate you taking the time after the game to interview with us.
Yeah, thank you.
Now going around the league, the Ohio Bison defeated the Ohio Marlins at a clip of 5-1.
Okay.
Currently in the bottom of the 8th, the Michigan Monarchs are up on the Jetbox Baseball Club 6-5.
Okay.
There's no reported score for the Xenia Scouts and Richmond Jazz game.
It's opening night. Give them a break.
Obviously, like we've been discussing, the Locos defeated the Mariners 5-3. The Cincinnati Steam are currently up on the Hamilton Joes 8-6 in the top of the 9th, which means the Joes have to score or the game's over.
Okay.
And then the Galleon Graders ended up defeating the Sandusky Ice Haulers 10-9, and a great opening night of action.
Solid games. Solid scores.
Tonight was the opening night for most teams. The only teams that played last night were the Royal Oak Leprechauns and the Muskegon Clippers. The Leprechauns won that game 7-2.
Ooh, tough.
It was Royal Oak's first season in the league. So.
Okay, understandable.
This was the Lima Locos post-game show brought to you by Hot Take Sports. Follow us and the Lima Locos on all social medias at Hot Take Sports 16 and at Lima Locos and at Locos Baseball. Join us back at Simmons Field on June 10th as the Locos take on the Mariners once again. We'll see you next time, and remember, we are all aboard.